Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Debsy. Hey guys, and happy Monday. I hope everybody is having a great Monday. If not a great Monday, then at least a good Monday. Today was okay. At least I'm off on Friday, and so excited about that. But listen, enough about that. Last night, I watched Real Housewives of New York. So you didn't have to, but I watched Real Housewives of New York. I am going to go through and recap it. Real Housewives of New York, otherwise known as Here Come the Mean Girls, because I don't know, that's what they're kind of hitting me as, at least a few of them. So this week they are still in Anguilla. Am I pronouncing that right? Anguilla. And so they started off going out to dinner, and they're sitting on the beach. They're having a lovely time, and then Jessel says to Brynn something like about swapping dresses with Jenna. Brynn swapping dresses with Jenna, and then says something like, I'm saying dress swapping, not husband swapping or wife swapping or something like that, which then made Uba ask Sai a question. And Uba had asked Sai that the question was, would you care if Brynn had said to Daniel what she said to Abe at their vow renewal party? And Sai says, no, I couldn't. I don't give an F. No, I really don't care. And she pretty much stood up for Brynn. Listen, Uba, I'm going to tell you this right now. I love Uba. Uba actually might be my favorite on this show. I mean, I really do like Jenna a lot, but Uba, I'm loving Uba. Uba had said, basically, she's not really standing up so much just for Aaron, but really for married women, because it's just not right. And I get that. It really, and I agree with her. It's not right because they say that she's not flirting with a married man, with Abe, but to me, it kind of came off that way, and it wasn't in bad taste. If that was me and I was married and I was in Aaron's situation, I wouldn't want that happening. And then a little bit later on, Uba asked Jessel if she would be okay with it if Brynn did that to her husband. And Jessel said, well, it really does depend on who does it. No, I don't buy that. I don't like that at all. So they're on that topic. And Brynn then says, to Aaron, she says, I apologize for calling your party boring. And as soon as she said that, I was like, I thought in my mind, that's what you're apologizing for, for calling the party boring? Okay, well then right after that, Aaron was like, oh, okay, you're apologizing for that, but not for flirting with my husband. Like, as he's heading up there to renew our vows, you're talking about divorce. And okay. Brynn then went on to say that she said that the party was boring because she wanted to hurt Aaron for accusing her of flirting with a married man. So that's really why she said it. And then Brynn doubled down, and Brynn said, hey, listen, I think that you should apologize to me for accusing me of flirting with a married man. Which at that point, Aaron was like, wait, so you're expecting me to apologize to you? Oh, well, that's not going to be happening. So all this is going on, and then Sai just immediately jumps in, and because she's once again hungry, I don't know, I'm starting to think like, why are you always this hungry? Like, I'm a big girl, and even I'm not that hungry. But she jumps in. She says, "Okay, everybody, we're gonna order dinner now, and we're just gonna order dinner. We can talk about this some other time. I'm hungry. So Bryn then says something like, Aaron says, well, we were having a discussion about this. And Bryn then says, I don't really need you to referee for this. I don't need you to be the referee, Sai. I can handle this. They talk it out, and Aaron and Bryn, they hug, they make up for now. And Aaron then says a little bit later on, I don't really believe that she was flirting with my husband. Bullshit. I think you do. I really think you do. They then turn their attention to Jenna. Listen, I'm going to tell you this much. Quite a few of these women, it's coming off to me as being that they're just kind of mean girling her. I don't need to hear again about this Jenna flying coach when everybody else was flying, or Jenna flying, not wanting to fly coach and flying business. And Jenna had said, I believe it was to Sai, she had said, do you really think that the reason why I didn't fly with you guys is because I don't want to fly coach? And Sai was like, yes, I believe that. Listen, I'm going to tell you what, you sons of bitches, I'm going to tell you this right now. If I were going on a plane, if I had the money to afford coach or business, if I had the money to afford first class or business over coach, do you think I would do it? I sure shit would do it. Because how much are you going to bond on a plane? When you get down there, that's when you bond. That's when you make your memories. You don't make your memories or bond on a plane. Listen, no. I think that's stupid. I think they need to drop it. And then Bryn gets on this whole, you don't tell me anything. You don't tell us anything. We had to find out. And Sai was like, I found out that your real name was Judith because you told a complete stranger that. How do you think we feel? Listen, if I was Jenna, I wouldn't tell them shit either. They're not welcoming, and they're kind of, I don't want to say bullying, but a little bit. Who is going to want to open up to them? They don't really make her feel like they are a safe place that she can just talk about what's going on in her life, or talk about her childhood, or talk about anything. Then we come to find out that Jenna, a big reason, later on she lets it loose and she spills some information on her mother. Now her mother was diagnosed, I guess, late in life to have, no. Jenna found out late in life that her mom had Asperger's. So when they were growing up, their house was completely quiet, like no noise, and her mother really didn't show a lot of emotion. So this is how she was raised. And she is not a person that shares herself and her details, like anybody else would. And then Bryn was like, well, we come to find out that you share these details with a model that you don't know who was crying and this and that. I was crying. I've been crying, and you didn't share anything like with us in that situation. Well, yeah, because why are you gonna, if your friend is here crying and, heartbroken or just reliving like her horrific childhood, you're all of a sudden just gonna jump in, make it about yourself and be like, hey, my name was Judith, but my brother called me genitalia, so that's how I came up with the name Jenna. Who are you gonna do that? Who's gonna do that? No, it's garbage. I think, listen, the ones that come gunning for her, Bryn, for some reason, Sai, and Aaron. So fakey Aaron. So Jenna's telling them this, and they're learning about her childhood and why it's difficult for her to share. And they're all like, oh honey, but you're being the realist now, and it's your life, and thank you for sharing. And then Erin comes over and hugs her. Bullshit. Erin's fakey. She's a fakey fake. As Rich Lux would say, she's fake the house. She's fake. As fake can be. And then they start talking to Jessel, because Jenna has shared her childhood, Sai has shared her childhood, Brynn has shared hers, but there's not a lot that's known about Jessel. So then Jessel goes in to this like big long thing about her childhood, like how her parents, I don't even remember all of it. It was a lot. But I mean, they came from India and they were immigrants, and then her uncle wanted to be a photographer and he moved to Paris, but he lived on the streets. And then she had to unpack boxes. And at one point, I was like, oh my God, you had to unpack boxes? I had to sell $6 bras at Sears. You want to talk about brutal? So next week it's going to come out. That's going to be like something that they jump on, is Jessel's story about her childhood, because it looks like they're saying that Sai had a tough childhood and Brynn had a tough childhood. So maybe she's like trying to manufacture this childhood. Like, we don't need to hear about all of your relatives and all of your ancestors. We just need to know about you. Also, listen, I know Jessel says she's from London, but her accent gives me Dorit vibes. Like, it's all over the place. Did I mention how happy I am that Uba is back? Uba, I swear to God, Uba is one of my favorite new housewives. They're on their way back to the villa, and Uba says that TSA asked if she has anything to declare, any liquids, and she said, just this WAP, just this WAP. Oh, and then we got into this discussion. They got into this discussion with Erin. Oh, no, thank you. And listen, Jessel, just because somebody listens to ABBA, please don't shade someone because they listen to ABBA. I listen to ABBA, and I still know what WAP stands for. So listen, ABBA is awesome. Screw you. The next morning, Jessel and Uba, they wake up. They're sharing a room. And Jessel and Uba both agree that Brynn is kind of just being ridiculous, talking so much about Jenna not opening up to her. Uba was like, I wouldn't want to open up to her either. So once again, see, there we go. Another reason why I love Uba. Sai and Erin were talking. Erin said that she thinks that Brynn's apology is sincere. She believes it. She believes she's sincere. Brynn then joins them, and they're both so happy to be moving on. If you watched, then you know. If you know, you know. Finally, all the ladies are there. I can completely see why Jenna is covered up, because all of these ladies are just built. I would be self-conscious too. I would wear a tracksuit. Sai then talks about her mom, and it's pretty bad. Sai's mom started drinking, I think she said when Sai was 16. And her mom like completely became someone else. Like, she ended up becoming just, the more she drank, the meaner she became. And Sai it sounded like Sai became the mother, and she did pretty much anything to help her mother. It was just really sad. She had said that her mom in the end had a heart attack. She was in a park, and she had a heart attack. She was all by herself. The hospital called her, and she got there, and she had said that her mom always took like great care in making sure their eyebrows were done, and she didn't have any eyebrows, so she went and she brought all of her makeup stuff. did her eyebrows, and then called her family on like FaceTime, and she had made the decision to take her like off the ventilator and off the machines, and she had passed. And that's tough. I mean, as somebody who had to had to be part of a decision to take my father off of life support and comfort like medications. It's tough. I feel for her. I feel real bad for her, really bad. It's something that weighs with you your whole life. But she had then said that she has her mom's ashes in a plastic bag in her closet. And I was kind of like, I think that's a little disrespectful. Like, I mean, you have the money. Why don't you get like a nice urn? But she had said that they're going to find a way to plant her along with a tree so that she can bloom. That was nice. But still, maybe don't keep her in a plastic bag. And Uba had said something. She said, you see people and you see their outside, but you never really can tell what they're going through on the inside. So just be kind. That's all. Beach day. Listen, beach day was beach day. Not much there to talk about. But once again, I felt kind of bad and kind of sad that Jenna felt so self-conscious in her skin because of her genetic disorder that she couldn't really join them in swimming. I felt sad for her. So the ladies went to lunch. Saya had brought up Bryn's dating. Like, she'd asked, how's dating going? How's your dating life? Bryn had said she's out there, she's dating. She does want to be a mom. She had looked into, I guess, getting IVF or getting her eggs done or something like that. She said she had gone to this clinic and they told her to go through her phone and give them names of some guys that you would want to like give up sperm for an embryo. And Aaron was making a face. Aaron was making that face, and she basically said she doesn't believe her. She called her a liar, and had said, well, she said, that sounds crazy. And Bryn was like, I know that sounds crazy. That's why I'm bringing it up, because it sounds crazy. And Aaron was like, well, if a clinic is telling you to do that, they really shouldn't be in business anymore. So it's understandable Bryn's upset, because here she is. This is something that is very important to her, and then you're being called a liar. And then here comes Aaron. Aaron's like, oh, well, you're so sensitive. You're so sensitive. Well, listen, I mean, you didn't like it when she was talking about divorce with your husband, but she's supposed to be okay with you calling her a liar when she's talking about possibly having kids. That's no. Listen, there's something going on behind the scenes with them. I swear to goodness, there has to be history before this whole season started. Because when this season started, what we saw, there was more stuff that went on behind the scenes. Because there was a woman, there was supposed to be another housewife. Her name was Lizzie something or other. And apparently, this is what I had read and had heard. Apparently, Lizzie was thrown off the show because her husband had used a racial slur against one of the housewives, which I heard was Bryn. And so she's off the show. She put out there that the reason why she was quitting the show was because she's Jewish. And she had gotten a lot of anti-Semitic slurs and hate thrown her way. So she was just quitting beforehand. But I heard that she did not quit. I heard she was thrown off because of this racial slur that was thrown. And recently, Erin has come out and she's still friends with this housewife that was thrown off. So I think there's a little bit of a carryover from that. That's what I'm saying. So they go home and Brynn goes in and talks to Sai, and she says, listen, Sai, I'm not going out to dinner tonight. I'm just going to stay back. I'm going to get some sleep and everything will be okay in the morning. So Sai's like, that's fine. You get one time when you can back out, and so that's fine. Brynn then goes in, talks to Erin, wants to let her know, hey, I'm not mad at you. And then of course, Erin's all like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I love you. And I don't want you to be mad at me. And blah, 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 blah. Listen, fake the house, fake. So there we go. That is my wrap up. Let me know what you think in the comments. And with that being said, I will see you tomorrow. Nobody told you yet today. You're loved. And please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world. Take care of one another. Stay cool and stay safe. Stay hydrated. And I love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.